The Nikon Z7 III has become one of those cameras that exists more in conversation than in reality, defined not by official details but by absence. What should have been a straightforward next step in Nikon's high-resolution lineup has instead turned into a long period of uncertainty. That uncertainty has slowly changed the way the camera is being discussed. It is no longer just about when it will arrive or what it might include. It is about whether it still fits into Nikon's future at all. And that shift is what makes the situation feel unusually important compared to typical product rumors. In a normal product cycle, a camera like the Nikon Z7 III would follow a predictable path toward release. Early whispers would be followed by increasingly consistent leaks, prototype sightings, and regulatory filings. Over time, these signals would begin to form a clear outline of the final product. But in this case, the pattern is broken. Instead of a steady build-up, there is a scattered mix of speculation that does not fully align. Some information suggests active development, while other gaps in communication suggest hesitation or reassessment. The result is not clarity, but fragmentation. The rumors themselves reflect this lack of direction. One interpretation presents the Nikon Z7 III as a refined continuation of Nikon's high-resolution philosophy. In this version, the camera would likely feature a sensor in the 60-megapixel range, designed to prioritize detail, dynamic range, and clean image output. The focus would remain firmly on still photography, with improvements centered around faster readout performance, better noise control, and more accurate autofocus behavior. This approach would preserve the identity of the Z7 series as a dedicated tool for precision imaging rather than a hybrid-oriented system. Another interpretation pushes in a very different direction. In this version, the Nikon Z7 III becomes far more ambitious, potentially incorporating higher levels of processing power, improved autofocus intelligence, and even advanced video capabilities such as internal 8K recording. This would shift the camera closer to a hybrid or even semi-flagship category, blending high-resolution stills with serious video performance. Instead of staying within its traditional boundaries, the Z7 III would expand outward, competing more directly with higher-tier models in Nikon's own lineup as well as competing brands. What makes this situation unusual is not that there are multiple rumors, but that they fail to converge into a single consistent identity. In most product leaks, even contradictory information tends to point toward a general direction. Here, the gap between interpretations is wide enough that it raises questions about the product's final form. That uncertainty suggests that the Nikon Z7 III may still be in a phase where its role is being defined rather than finalized. This becomes more significant when placed in the context of how the camera industry has evolved. Modern cameras are no longer designed around a single purpose. They are expected to balance high-resolution stills, advanced video features, fast autofocus, and efficient processing within a single body. This convergence of requirements has made camera design more complex than ever. Every improvement in one area often creates trade-offs in another, especially when it comes to heat management, data processing, and sensor readout speed. Nikon itself now operates with a more segmented lineup than in the past. Cameras like the Z8 already deliver extremely high resolution combined with fast performance and advanced video capabilities. This creates an internal overlap with what the Nikon Z7 III is expected to deliver. That overlap introduces a strategic problem. If two cameras occupy similar performance space, they risk competing against each other rather than expanding the overall lineup. This is one of the key challenges shaping how the Z7 III might be positioned. From a business standpoint, it is also clear that not all segments of the market carry equal weight. Hybrid shooters, event photographers, and video-focused creators represent a larger audience compared to photographers who prioritize pure resolution. As a result, product development naturally tends to favor broader use cameras that appeal to more users. In that context, a specialized high-resolution body like the Nikon Z7 III becomes a more carefully considered investment rather than an automatic priority. Still, there is an important distinction between market size and creative value. High-resolution photography continues to play a critical role in fields such as commercial work, landscape photography, and studio production. In those environments, detail and dynamic range matter more than speed or video performance. That means there is still a clear audience for a camera that focuses entirely on still image quality, even if that audience is smaller than the hybrid market. This is where the identity of the Nikon Z7 III becomes central to the discussion. If it follows the path of strict specialization, it reinforces the idea that there is still value in cameras designed for a single purpose. It would represent a deliberate choice to prioritize image fidelity over versatility. On the other hand, if it leans toward hybrid expansion, it risks losing the clarity that once defined the Z7 series. That trade-off between purity and adaptability is at the core of its uncertainty. Design philosophy also plays a role in how the camera might ultimately be shaped. A high-resolution tool does not necessarily need to be large or complex. There is growing interest in systems that offer professional-level image quality in relatively compact bodies. For photographers who work in the field, portability can be just as important as performance. A well-balanced Nikon Z7 III could potentially occupy this niche by offering extreme detail in a body that remains usable in real-world shooting conditions. Whether the Nikon Z7 III becomes a defining release or fades into uncertainty depends entirely on how clearly its purpose is established. It must either reaffirm the importance of dedicated high-resolution photography or adapt in a way that fits the broader direction of modern imaging systems. Until that direction is made visible, the silence surrounding it will continue to feel meaningful, not because nothing is happening, but because the decision itself still appears to be in progress.